I come from a highly competitive and athletic family, but all the athleticism, well, that might have skipped over myself and headed straight for my brothers. Can I redeem myself today and make my dad proud with a game today? Stakes are high. New Day Northwest starts right now.
It's a new day.
Now, from the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health Studio at King 5 in downtown Seattle, this is New Day Northwest.
Welcome to the show. I'm Kelly Hansen, and I'm here for all of this beautiful weather today. And while New Day will always be the place for entertainment and fun, we also want it to be a community of learning. So we're starting off today with a more serious topic, personal safety. Self-defense training, especially for women, can help increase not only our safety, but also our confidence and a sense of empowerment. For the last 2 years, the Bellevue Police Department has offered self-defense workshops for women, and Officer Craig Hanaumi is here to share a bit of what you can expect in the class. Thank you so much, Craig, for being here.
Thank you for having me.
So before we get started with some moves you're going to show me, tell me why the police department wanted to offer these classes.
That's a good question. There's primarily 3 reasons. The first reason was because we wanted to take an opportunity to provide proactive support for our community, because 911 is typically in response to something, and this is a way that we can build relationships without having to wait for something to happen. The second reason is because we have a lot of women in our department, and we get to showcase them to our community as well at the same time. And it's a great way to build the relationship without having to wait for something to happen.
Yeah, and tell me about the classes specifically. What can people expect there?
We have the classes, we try to have them every week. It's free to remove the barrier of cost for our community and anybody else. We've had people that come from as far as Olympia, Tacoma area to come up to learn. And it's a very fun, safe environment we try to create that is for everybody. Everybody's welcome.
All ages, dozens of people in the classes?
We made it 12 and over just for the size, right? If you have a little person, it's hard to practice the technique if you're much taller. But we have a lot of mother, daughters, a lot of sisters, all kind of partnerships, good friends come through, and it's just a blast. We have a blast teaching it.
Oh, well, okay. And now it's time. You're going to show me a few techniques that are super important. So I'm going to put this down, and you're going to show me our first one.
Yeah, the first concept is base and balance, right? If you don't have base and balance, you may not stay standing up, which is the goal, right? To get away and disengage is the goal, survive. And to practice base and balance, right? When we're talking to each other, normal people face each other. But this idea of standing sideways to me is a little bit more advantageous, because if I pull you when you're facing me, it's like a little bit harder to stay standing up. But if you have that back foot facing that way, right, and I push here, it's much harder to move you if I'm pushing. You can straighten your left leg a little bit.
Right.
And then if I pull you, you can lean the other way. Right? So base and balance. Once we get this established, right, one idea is like, if I'm a perpetrator is trying to move, to a person to isolate and subdue them in another location, you don't want to go.
No.
Right? So you're establishing your base and balance, right? Maybe using your voice to draw attention. But then the next question would probably be, how do you remove this grip from your arm?
That's what I'm trying to do right now.
And many people would say it's something that we talked about, like, okay, you just hit me.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm thinking, like a strike.
Yeah, that's a great idea, right? It could hit me, distract me, or at least make me deal with that enough so you let go and you're gone. The problem is when we get into this base and balance and you're trying to reach me over here, it's harder to keep your balance and reach me at the same time, right? You have to compromise one. So instead of that, right, this idea of getting into your good base and then leading with your elbow and coming counterintuitively towards me, bringing it this way, yes, and then you disengage.
And that, like you said, that is so counterintuitive, because I wouldn't think that I needed to lean in to get away.
Give a little to gain a lot.
Okay.
That's the first one right there.
And then next up.
Yeah, so you disengage, right? Leaving the area is the optimal one, right? Because if you're not in the space of the situation, you don't have to worry about protecting yourself. The problem with disengaging sometimes is if you're leaving, you can be facing away from the potential threat, which is great if you can get away, but if they come from behind you and grab you in a variety of ways, that's not good, right? And one of the most common ways is if somebody comes from behind and they reach around the neck over here, right? To either strangle or pull the person backwards, right? And like how you did right there, very good instinct, is to connect to my hand so that if I'm pulling with this, it's not going on your neck. Well, you're able to kind of mitigate that for a little bit. Now, from this position, get into a good balance and base by widening your stance right there. Perfect. So you cannot, you're not going to be like as likely to fall. Then from this mechanic, you take a small step back with your right foot, and you pivot off of it to turn all the way around, connect your calf to me, and now when you lean forward, then I fall down, right? And then you can disengage and get up.
And then I'm away.
Yes.
Interesting. This is all, and you should be screaming too, I imagine, and
You
for
draw
help.
attention, the bystander intervention variable, right, is higher when we draw attention, which makes the attack less likely to occur in the first place. So I think the biggest component of the classes that is utilized by women in our community is not even a physical tactic. It's the idea of setting boundaries.
Yes.
And potentially having to enforce, if those boundaries are crossed. And I think we talk about it too. So we layer in the non-physical with the physical because realistically, you're not going to just use one probably.
Definitely. Okay, we want to bring out Officer Gabby too for your next demo. So here comes Gabby.
Yeah. Officer Gabby, one of our certified instructors, Women Empowered from
Yes.
Grace University. And we have several other women who help us teach in our department and in our community as volunteers. And one of the
Amazing.
worst case scenarios, like Kelly, standing on your feet, you get away, that's the best case. Worst case is the person is grounded. So like if for whatever reason, in a law enforcement context or not, right, if Officer Gabby fell down and was on her back, it's not as good, right? Because if she's on her back, head facing this way, right here, perfect. Right, turn this way. She has to stand up to get away if she wanted to get to her feet. Not the best starting position for a confrontation.
No, this is terrifying.
Worst case for her is if I ended up in a position on top of her. And a variety of ones, right? One of the worst ones is when I'm like this, sitting on top of her in the mount. Because if she makes a fist to reach me, she cannot reach me and I can reach her, even though she's taller than me. And if we trade punches from here, it's not as an option wrong to do. It's obviously reasonable. If I'm hitting her, she can hit me back. But it's not a fair exchange of punches, right?
Right, so what do we do?
If she pushes me off, that would be a great idea too, right? The problem is, she's strong enough to move me, but if she pushes me to one side, I can like base and balance the other side.
And you're
same thing, right?
still on top.
I'm still on top of her, so she's using a lot of energy. I'm not using that much energy. So as opposed to that, we have this tactic of if a person is stuck in this position and the person is going to end up sitting on top of them, they do something else like this.
Oh my Lord.
Boom, and then she's out, right? So I don't know if you want to try that or not, but the worst case scenario is a person ends up, is it okay? Or not?
Yeah, I'm like, I don't even know.
So you didn't even know what happened.
So
So watch this. So watch this, what happens.
Okay.
And Officer Gabby can kind of talk you through this too. So scoot this way, please.
Scoot this way?
Yeah, right there, perfect.
Okay.
So worst case, is it okay if I sit on this?
Yes, go ahead.
So like this, right? The main idea and the component of this is this distance is the most dangerous piece of this.
Right.
Because the strikes, right? The first thing you do is kind of look that way and just close the distance like a hug.
Okay.
Right there. Now I kind of hit you as effectively. The second thing is with this hand still staying like this, Kelly, your left hand is going to come from underneath and going to wrap over my arm over here.
Like this?
From the underneath, yep, perfect.
Like
All
this?
the way over, wrap all the way over like you're doing from the underneath, follow me. Underneath, this way, all the way around and then wrap over like that. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
It's trapped now.
Okay.
Grab the back of my triceps. With your right
here?
Yeah, perfect. Now your foot on this side, this is the secret detail.
Oh.
You trap outside of my foot right here. Perfect.
Okay.
Right on the ground. Put your foot right on the ground. Follow me, like this. Yes.
Oh.
Now you have both sides of my right side trapped right now.
Uh-huh.
Now when you have your both feet here, push
Yeah.
off the ground and roll to your, look.
Oh my gosh, I won.
And now you can get up and get away.
Okay. Wow, thank you so much. We so appreciate you guys being
We
here.
appreciate
This
that.
was
Thank you.
fantastic. Gabby, you crushed it. Girl power.
right.
The next Women Empowered Self-Defense Workshop is this Saturday, April 19th at 1:30 at Bellevue City Hall, and another one scheduled for April 27th. The classes are free to attend, and you'll find more details, of course, on their website.
You have to sign up to register, so make sure you do that because we won't have space otherwise.
Okay, there you go. You heard it. And next, today's the day. One of New Day's most iconic holiday celebrations is almost here. Later in the show, we're playing a roundup of Where My Peeps At, and the Mariner Moose and Blitz are joining in on the fun. Also ahead, we're in the kitchen with Thai Cuisine, making a delicious and healthy Thai salad that's packed with flavor. But up next, I'm chatting with the author of a new book that's all about getting outside and foraging, so stay with us. Welcome back. Now that the weather is starting to turn to spring, now is a great time to get outside and take advantage of everything the Pacific Northwest has to offer. Jennifer Hahn is the author of this new book, Pacific Harvest, a Northwest Coast foraging guide, and she joins me now with quite the spread. Thank you for being here.
Oh, my pleasure. I was harvesting with my headlamp last night
Whoa.
to make sure that we got just enough greens and they didn't wilt. So I had to keep the car on very low temperatures, so everything was like they were outdoors.
You are dedicated. Tell me why you wanted to write this book first.
You know, this book is really about connection, and connection with plants and animals, and then how the animals and plants are also connected. So it's about relationship, because foraging, while being fun, I always think the most important thing is to know who else eats this, who else shelters here. So we're sharing these foods with a huge abundance of other life forms.
Gosh, so interesting. And you brought quite a bit, so we're going to walk down the line. Walk me through first what you wanted to show me.
Well, when I think about foraging for mushrooms, we're going to start there.
Okay.
This is basically, it's very kind of leathery, but
Yeah.
it's a cut from a bolete mushroom. And the bolete mushrooms are going to grow in about August and come up pretty fast. It's a quick flush, and then they're gone to mush after that and gone to all sorts of things that like to eat them. But what I always like to think about when I'm harvesting these is there are bears, there are flying squirrels, there are red squirrels, voles, mice that all go after these, and they are what I would call the sporinators. They're the species that will take one of these smaller mushrooms, take it up a tree, spike it on a little branch, let the mushroom spores waft all over the forest as it dries out. It's like their little food dryer up there. And then they store it in a cache. And then grizzly bears and brown bears and black bears will eat these. They get the spores all over their muzzles, they get it on their paws, they walk around and they spread those spores through the forest. So it's very important to leave these, because half the reason we have mushrooms is because of these animals that spread them all over.
Amazing. So walk me through this too. What do we have here?
Well, this is like heaven for wild and weedy greens right now. I mean, we're here in April, May, and that is the time when these are really flourishing. So one of the things I love to do is cut nettles. But I tell you, when you cut nettles...
Nettles are not so much fun. Wear gloves.
You want gloves. So I'm putting on my handy gloves here. And I cut just the tip. So I cut right about here, and I put that in a bag. This will resprout, and it'll make a Y, and there'll be 2 new cuttings that I can do. And I could cut those later, and there'll be 2 more on each side, and there are 4 cuttings. So this is wonderful. You're trying to cut it before it goes to seed. After that, you just want to use it for tea.
Oh.
But another favorite of mine
Yes.
is wood sorrel. Wood sorrel is, and you got to try these. They're really
please.
lemony. Okay, so here we go.
Yum. I just eat the leaf or
You
anything?
eat the whole thing,
Okay.
stem and everything.
All right, here we go. Oh, it is lemony.
Isn't it?
Tart, yeah.
Try the stem. The stem is real succulent too. And then miner's lettuce is out right now. Miner's lettuce is another beautiful salad green. It's got a very succulent stem. I'm not going to have you eat this because it has a little choke in the throat.
Thank you.
And you don't want that. It's better when you have a little vinaigrette on it or something like that.
Okay.
But here is one of my favorite vegetables.
Wow.
Aren't those gorgeous?
That is gorge.
This is the spiral form, or the fern fiddlehead, of the lady fern. It's a big, long fern. I mean, they can grow in a cluster as tall as you and me. They could hide a brown bear. And where I guide in Southeast Alaska, I definitely am looking as I'm foraging to make sure there are no bears around, because they could hide behind these. But you blanch these and put them in salads. Here's another delicious one. These are here, try that. You don't have to try it, but well, what I could say is they're very succulent, and they are the stems of the thimbleberry. Stems of the thimbleberry, stems of the salmonberry are all really like a celery almost.
Okay, we got to get to what is in the middle here.
Oh my gosh. So in
I
the
see
middle,
popcorn, I see everything.
Ah, yes. So when I am going out, I often think about this is a time of restoration, not just harvesting. And so the Swinomish Indian tribal community is building a clam garden, which is this amazing wall across the bay. And behind that wall, it fills up with sediment, and the clams grow huge. So one of the clams they really grow a lot of there are the butter clam. They also grow the heart cockle.
Wow.
But we can find these on beaches. It just won't be like as prolific. So I dig for, this is another favorite of mine. These are the little neck clams, but this is really cool. This is an invasive clam. This one has got a leathery brown coating, so it's called the chocolate clam or the varnish clam. And
whoa, look at
it
that.
was introduced and it was kind of brought over in ballast water, and now it's everywhere. But it's called the savory clam in Alaska and British Columbia.
Okay, we have about a minute left. What do you want to show me next?
Holy smokers.
I
So
know.
you need to try this popcorn
Okay.
because this has some seaweed seasoning. It's called my hippie dust recipe. 'cause it
Oh
has
my gosh, that is
nutritional yeast.
fantastic.
So I want to come down here and just show you, when I dry my seaweed at home, I hang it like socks on a line, and then I crumple it up, and then I put it in my food processor or a little coffee grinder, and that's how I make the
The
seasonings.
dust. Okay, and cookies.
Oh my goodness. So we really stand on the shoulders of a lot of First Nation knowledge for thousands of years. And this recipe for these cookies is from the needles of the grand fir tree. It's a shortbread, and it makes a little bit of a resinous evergreen flavor. And this is from my friend Elizabeth Campbell, who's from the Spokane tribe. So that's
Thank you so much for being here.
favorite.
This is a new favorite of mine. Delicious. And just a reminder, Jennifer is holding an author event tonight, Wednesday, April 16th at 7 p.m. at Third Place Books in Lake Forest Park. And after the break, we talk about a serious topic of when food becomes our addiction. Dr. Jantz shares how the addiction is driven by the brain's reward system, what that looks like, and the pathway to recovery. We hear a lot about addictions to alcohol, drugs, or even behaviors like gambling. But food addictions? Unlike normal eating, food addiction involves intense cravings tied to specific trigger foods, emotional eating to cope with stress, and sometimes secretive habits. Here to share more is Dr. Greg Jantz. Welcome back.
Oh, good to be with you. It's a tender topic.
Ew, for
Because a lot
sure.
of times it involves secrecy, and we don't want anybody to know we do this.
So true. And I feel like this is something that some of us throw around, like I'm addicted to sweets, but
Yeah.
it's more than that with food addiction.
We're talking about something that's really powerful. I'll use the word compulsive. There is a very strong drive to eat something, and usually in secrecy, and then you start this cycle. And you go, I'm not going to do that again.
Right.
I binged, oh boy. And then 3 days pass and I'm doing the same thing again. So there's a lot of guilt and shame associated with this. And I've been treating food addictions and eating disorders for over 40 years.
Yeah.
And I know there's a lot of pain with this. So I just want to acknowledge that.
Definitely. And is there similarities with substance addiction
Yeah.
to what we're talking about?
Well, there is. Sometimes a person may say, you know, I struggled with alcohol. I'm not doing that anymore, but boy, am I going crazy with food. So sometimes we'll dance between addictions.
That makes
it's like
sense.
we not doing one for a while and then we switch to something else.
Yeah, and we use food, some people can, as an emotional
Yes.
crutch, right? If you can speak on that.
Oh, Kelly, that's a good one because, okay, so I had a great day. I come home. I deserve
I
this.
deserve a treat.
Right?
I do that, yes.
Yeah, and it's my reward.
Right.
Or I had a tough day. You don't understand how bad this day was. And then I go home and food is my comfort. I self-medicate with food.
Yeah.
So I end up using it for both a reward and to make me feel better.
For sure.
Something chemically is going on. There's a chemical called dopamine.
Okay.
And it's that feel-good chemical. And so our highly refined foods and our sugars, those that we're more prone to binge on,
Right.
we're going to trigger more of that chemical. And so initially we feel better. Go, oh good, I feel
Yeah.
better.
And then the guilt and
the
all
guilt
that
and
can
the
come.
shame, and then there is a crash.
Okay.
And that's why I say it's a compulsive cycle.
And so when does it really cross that line, would you say? When you're eating in secret and you're noticing those things?
Well, an example is a gal who I recently worked with, and she shares her story, and I can share it. So she said, you know what? I had food hidden at my workplace. I had it hidden at home. I would put food, candy bars in drawers, behind
Yeah.
books. And she realized, oh no, that awareness, I really have a problem here if I'm being so secret.
Yes.
And I always have to make sure I have my certain food that I'm going to self-medicate with.
And you don't think this is a lack of willpower then, right? Or
I think we tell ourselves that. I think we say, okay, if I just had enough willpower, I can do this. And you really try to do it. You really do. And you're to be acknowledged. But then day 3 hits. I always say it's always the third day. And it's like, it hits us And we'll play little mind games. We'll say, I'm just going to have a little bit.
Yeah. Or tomorrow I'm going to change.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Okay, I had a rough weekend, but hey, Monday, I'm good.
Start of a new week. Yes.
But we're looking for patterns. So it's crossed the line when there's a lot of secrecy, and I'm going to use the word isolation. I go away from people instead of towards people, so I isolate. And then if I feel that guilt and shame, that's a sign, yeah, I'm crossing a line.
So that's what we should maybe look for in loved ones then too. Are there any other tips that we should be looking for?
Well, I think one of the things we should be looking for is there's something going on inside. It's both chemical and emotional. Okay, so it's not just say, I'll stop. No, really, what's the root cause here? And why do I keep going back to this? Like any addiction.
Right. And does this happen with children too, or are there ways that we should or shouldn't handle it there?
Oh, kids are tricky. We love our kids, and you start to see maybe one of your kids and they're going, oh, they're just like eating, and you start to get concerned. And kids can learn early on, yeah, food feels good. We learn a lot to celebrate with food.
True.
So,
yeah.
Yes, it can start with kids, and we're seeing more and more, well, probably 13 to 16-year-olds who they've really got a pattern going with food already.
Right.
And then for kids, there's the body image and the self-image.
So much with social media.
Oh, social media.
Oh.
There's a whole new topic.
I know. What does recovery look like?
Recovery looks like I'm going to keep going. It's progress, not perfection. Okay? So I know I'm going forward. I probably will have some slips. But recovery looks like, okay, I know how I got into that. I was letting some anger build up, or I got really anxious, so I turned to food because I was anxious. So you begin to identify what's behind it, and you address those issues. So that's recovery.
Amazing. Thank you so much, as always, for being here and sharing all this information. We really appreciate it.
It's important, and we can recover.
Boom. There you go. And next up, I'm joined in the kitchen by the owner of Cuisine. We're whipping up a delicious and guilt-free lunch that's packed with flavor, so stay with us.
It's a new day.
Welcome back, all. When we aren't putting this show together, we love to laugh and share favorite social media sites. And so today, producer Susie has a few that she says we really need to follow. Hello, hello.
Hello.
And you have three favorites, I understand, to share, starting with a comedian. Tell me about this.
So comedian and author Rob Anderson. I think he's hilarious. He's most known for his gay science series on TikTok and YouTube, but he's a great follow. Lately, he's been narrating books that we remember from our childhood or from my kids' childhood and giving them his commentary. And in this one that I'm going to show you, he's narrating from the Bernstein Bears and Mama's New Job. And Mama Bear is so tired, wants time to herself, and she's figured out she's a really good quilter.
Boom.
But she doesn't have time to make quilts because her family is annoying her. They're like, help us do this, help us do that. And she's like, oh my God. So Mama Bear disassociates and she's just dreaming about quilts. Papa Bear is having a furniture sale in their front lawn and Mama Bear is being sneaky. She's like, oh, I'll just hang these beautiful quilts up. And everyone's like, girl, these quilts, you made these? And she's like, yeah, it's just a hobby. What can I say? And they're like, Mama Bear, you need to be in business. And she's like, oh, well, are you hearing this, everybody? Papa Bear is...
Oh my gosh, wait, I love him.
It's so good. He did Scooby-Doo. The show, he just will delight you.
Oh, okay, thank you
How
for
genius
that
is that,
new
right?
follow.
Yeah.
And just his whole facial expressions.
Yeah.
I need more
He
of
just
that.
pops up in the book, and suddenly you're looking at the Bernstein Bears in a different way.
You really are. Okay, second, you have a really cute little British boy, I understand, named Carter. What's this one about?
Yeah, so this one has my heart, and let's just take a listen.
Okay.
Today we're making canola. I love canola. First I'm going to take my bowl, put some oats in. Now I'm going to put some mixed seeds in. I'm going to put some almonds in now. Today we're gonna make a breakfast smoothie. And first I'm gonna add a banana cider. I'm gonna show you how to open a banana pop. So some people do.
So this is Cooking with Carter. He's a British boy. He's about 4 now. He started this when he was 3.
Oh my goodness.
And he works with his mom and his dad, and he teaches us cooking tricks and hacks, and he is so delightful.
His mannerism, he is just so pure, and I actually feel like watching him, I could learn a thing or two, so maybe I just need him on loop in my
Actually, I
apartment.
might have thought about that when I was thinking of what to put here. Yeah.
Here, Kelly, if he can do it, Carter,
Exactly.
I can do it.
And he has close to 1 million followers on
Oh.
all the socials together. And you just go down this, rabbit hole, and you just keep watching one funnier than the other. The way he says things,
Oh
but
my
also
gosh.
how excited he gets.
I
And
know.
I actually learned some things too. So I think you'll really love it.
There you go. Millions of followers. I understand why.
Yeah.
This is, okay, how is this my first time doing a segment like this with you? I'm loving it.
Yeah.
And lastly, something a bit more serious, or rather zen. So
Right.
walk me through this.
I mean, I think we can all use more zen in our life,
Yes.
right? And this is Discover Earth on Instagram. And it's also a website. And the purpose, they say, is we're on a mission to help people reconnect to the earth. And it is stunningly beautiful. It's a digital feast. They have 6 million plus members, and they really are telling stories through video and pictures of kind of this gorgeous planet we live on and how we need to take care of it. I mean, these pictures, I could look at this bear all day long.
Oh my God, that doesn't look real.
Right, it's the best photographers in the world are posting on Discover Earth, and just this is probably one of my favorite. I was watching this over and over, and I was just mesmerized. I was very relaxed by this.
I'm getting relaxed, and I'm just picturing you too, Susie, in your house, just like, no, excuse me, I need to watch something right now.
So laugh, and then get zen, and then laugh again. So,
Okay,
right?
well, all of those are wins. Thank you so much for
Oh, you're
sharing that.
welcome.
I so appreciate it.
You're going down a rabbit hole.
I am. My next guest's journey from pastry chef to restaurant owner is nothing short of inspiring. After overcoming some health challenges, Jill Chanta dedicated herself to cooking delicious, authentic, and healthy Thai food. And now she's the proud owner of B Thai Cuisine in Linwood. Jill, welcome to New Day.
Hi, Kelly. I'm so excited to be here with you.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to have you. This is the most intricate, beautiful display.
I'm glad you like it.
Oh my gosh, I can't even. We'll have to dive into all the dishes, what you brought. But first, tell me what we're making today.
Today we're gonna make the lap pork salad. This is a Thai name, but you know the original name, people think is a ground pork salad, but in Thai people we call lap pork salad.
La pork salad.
Yes,
Okay, perfect.
nice.
With crispy rice paper, I understand. So walk me through the steps. How do we get going?
Okay, let's see. First, the main ingredient is the ground pork, which
Yes.
is I already pre-cooked already, and this one is the ground powder rice, and then this is a chili flake, that's the palm sugar, soy
sugar,
sauce,
okay.
and lemon juice. So the palm sugar will be different from usually the people they love to use the white sugar.
Right.
But for me and my whole recipe, I try to avoid the white sugar because it's not that healthy. So the palm sugar will be more healthier.
Thank you for making a healthier lunch option for me today.
Right, special for you.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
And then this is the sauce that already mixed the sugar, the soy sauce, and the lemon juice together already.
Okay, and it comes into a little sauce.
Yes, so the technique when you make the sugar, palm sugar, you have to heat it with the heat and make sure everything mixed together well.
Okay. And then from there, when we have the sauce, what else do we do?
We add all the green things, the green onion, the shallot, and this one, the curantos. If you don't have, you just use the sorrento, that's fine.
Okay. And this all goes in the big bowl?
Yes, the first thing, we're gonna put the pork first.
And how long did you cook like the ground pork? We're just like a few...
Until it's cooked.
Okay, like 5-10 minutes?
Maybe around that time. But
Okay.
you don't need to add the water inside when you cook. Just heat the pan and then put the pork inside.
Okay.
Because if you put the water inside, it will be watery because you can get some juice from the pork already.
Yeah, fair enough. And we already have some sauce going on. We don't need it
is.
too watery.
Yeah.
Okay, how can I help?
And then we're gonna put the rice powder first.
Oh.
So we add it all. This is make the salad so yummy.
Does it have like a little like crispy, like
It is.
edge. Okay.
And sweetness from the rice too.
Oh.
And then I'm gonna leave that one to you, the chili flake. I know you were
I like
the
spice. Okay, so well, I guess I won't go too crazy.
You won't sweat anyway, don't worry.
Okay. We'll start there.
All right, and then we put the dressing inside.
Perfect. All of it going in?
Yes, please.
Amazing.
And then we keep mixing.
Okay. And just mix it until we feel like it's all
Yeah.
together.
Did you smell?
Oh my
the smell
gosh,
of the
it's so
rice?
fragrant. And talk to me too about your cooking journey. You started as a pastry chef, right?
Yes, I am. I got 2 boys, and then they love to eat the cake. So I decided to go to school, Le Cordon Bleu in Bangkok, and then I
wow.
graduated from them. And then I make the wedding cake for a living in Bangkok too. So I do a lot of cake baking. Yeah.
I can tell from what you even brought today. That's amazing. And what made you decide specifically to open then a Thai restaurant?
Before I open the restaurant, like now we're gonna add the shallot and all the green onions.
Okay, all the green onions in the.
Yes.
Okay.
The reason I opened the restaurant because I 5 years ago I was so sick, and then the doctor say I might not be able to stay longer. So
my goodness.
I just look back to my life. So what I should do with my life? I cannot die right now. I need to be with my children. So you are what you eat. It's very true. So I take care of all my own meal. I cook by myself. I create my own recipe, which is very healthy but yummy.
Yes,
That's the key
that
word.
is important. Amen.
Yeah, people think like healthy food is not yummy, but my food is healthy and yummy at the same time.
Oh my gosh, that's so inspiring.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that. And I'm glad that you're here with us now and doing all this. Okay, so again, how can I help?
You can put as much as you like.
Okay, fill it up. I'm gonna fill it up to the brim. And while I'm doing this, talk me through all these other beautiful dishes that you brought.
And then the first one is our crispy garlic chicken. That is the signature from the restaurant. And if you see that those chicken is like need to cook with our special bee house sauce. So and then that one, the coconut. If you can see from the screen here, the coconut is a tropical fruit.
Oh,
And
yeah.
inside is the curry, steamed curry with the prawn inside.
Delicious. Oh my
Because
gosh.
Thailand is like we have a lot of tropical food inside, so we try to make use of it. So and the other one, that one, the pineapple curry fried rice.
Oh, wow.
And this one is another way of eat the lap pork. But because the lap pork is very, how to say, you can eat it many ways. You can eat it, the lap pork alone with the rice or with the sticky rice, which is other people like to do. But for me, like I have a kid, so they like to be fun when they eat.
Right.
Be happy when they eat, so they eat a lot. So this is the rice paper and the wonton paper. So we shape it, we deep fried it, put the lap inside, and then the kid have fun eating it, and they eat a lot, and mommy happy. Yeah.
I'm going to taste test and tell me too about this beautiful dessert that you brought. That is looking so fantastic.
This is my proudly present. This is the Thai coconut jelly. The main ingredient is the coconut milk, a little bit of salt, a little bit of sugar, and the jelly powder. And then you can form it into many shapes and then stack the flour together. Gluten-free, dairy-free.
You are so immensely talented. You also, I hear, have a special kids corner of the restaurant. And this, by the way, is 1010. The spice level, everything, like you said, it's healthy, but it's delicious, which is important.
Thank you so much.
Oh my gosh. Tell me about the kids corner.
Because our restaurant, we have many kid customer coming with the parents.
Right.
And then, you know, as the parents, when you want to eat a good meal, sometimes kids like, oh, mommy, daddy. So like we create this corner, and then the kid can enjoy the corner. We have special treat for the kid. We have spinning wheel, and we also have like the grabbing, the clawing machine. The kid can enjoy grabbing some stuffed doll out of that machine. And then the kid, they also like this excited about my carving things.
I can't believe you carved this.
It did.
Thank you for doing that.
You know why I made those? Because like the kid, they don't like to eat vegetable. And then like when I make the butterfly, and then the butterfly fly do that dish, and then they eat the butterfly, they say chom chom, and then they eat it all.
You know what to do. You have young kids. You get it. Thank you so much for being here today and cooking such a delicious meal. I really appreciate it.
Thank you so much.
And April is a great time to check out B Thai Cuisine because it's one of the restaurants participating in Linwood's first ever dining month. There are 27 participating restaurants offering a variety of deals and discounts, and we'll have all that information, of course, on our website. And when we come back, we're talking denim, a trend report on what's in style for jeans right now, so stay with us.
The New Day Northwest Kitchen is brought to you by Safeway.
Welcome back. When it comes to fashion, it seems denim never goes out of style, but how you style your jeans with the rest of your look can definitely make or break an outfit. And here with a denim trend report for this year is owner of Purpose, Christy Johnson. Welcome back, my friend.
It is so fun to be back.
Oh, we love having you, and we're gonna get going on the fashion show soon. But first, for someone that hasn't heard of Purpose, explain the shop.
So Purpose, retail stores that cater to styling every person that walks in. So we make it like this fun, well, in the girls' stores, girlfriend style shopping experience. So we kind of walk you through your whole style journey, do all the work for you, make it really fun. And then for men, the same. We just don't say girlfriends for the men.
Fair. They also have a very fun experience though shopping there.
Yes.
And denim this year in 2025, what are your thoughts? What are you seeing with the trends?
Well, I love denim in the Pacific Northwest because we actually get to wear it all year. And I love denim personally. It's my favorite thing to style, my favorite thing to buy. So I'm really passionate about this. I love the trendier denim, so I'm going to start with that. The trends right now, it's like the barrel jean, the cuff jean, the really wide leg. The younger people are doing like really baggy jeans that are kind of fun. And then for men, it's getting away from that skinny jean more into a straight leg or even a little bit of a baggier wide leg. So those are, a little bit of the trends. You can still do a skinny, it's more like a straight, but yeah, that's a little bit of the denim.
I love it. And it's nice to hear that there's so many different options for different body types, whatever. No one wants to yuck on your yum, as we say.
Yes.
Yeah, wear what you wear. Right?
Yes.
We say that sometimes on New Day.
Anyone's yum.
And we're going to start off now with some models you brought along. So starting with 2 models are coming out first with our first look. What are we seeing here? Fabulous.
Okay, what you're seeing here are my dear, wonderful, lovely friends, also models, Lindsay and Sarah. So Lindsay's the taller blonde, and she is wearing all purpose, but her denim is a long, wide leg. It's called a palazzo pant. It's from one of our brands, Just Black Denim. It's a great one if you want to order like a denim online or you just want to run in and not have to try it on because it's really stretchy. It fits everyone really well. And Lindsay's taller, so this one is longer, and it's great for that longer inseam, wide leg look, but more fitted around the waist. And the light wash is really cool going into spring.
So flattering. I like that. Okay, and these white denim too.
Yes. Okay, so Sarah she's a little more petite. She's shorter, so she's wearing more of like kick flare. So a kick flare style. It kind of flares out at the bottom, but a little bit more of a wide leg, and she's wearing cut from the cloth. This is one of our #1 brands at Purpose. I mean, we sell every cut that Cut from the Cloth makes. We love this brand. And so, yeah, this is a
And with white jeans, what do you like? Because white jeans for me back in the day, it was hard to find something that I felt like was flattering and not showing everything.
Yes.
So what do you tend to look for with a white denim?
Well, when I'm buying denim for the store, definitely a thicker white denim and also a little bit of a wider leg. So if you're going to get tight on your legs, that's not as flattering. So I love that it's a little bit wider now. So
thank you, models. Absolutely perfect. Okay, and our next look is coming from Sincere, right?
Sincere.
Okay.
Yes, so Sincere's are a little bit higher end, higher price point store. And this is Marissa. Marissa is wearing the beloved barrel.
This is my favorite trend right now.
I know.
I love it.
Me too. I really love barrels. The barrel it's almost like a little horseshoe shape. So it kind of flares out like a horseshoe, comes in, but you can get barrels of all different types and sizes. So you can get like a big barrel, or you can do what we call a baby barrel, where you still get that trend, but it's more flattering. So she's wearing Pistola, and she's doing denim on denim. The vest trend is really in right now, which you're doing as well today.
Thank you. I'm on trend.
You're on trend. But she's doing that with her barrel jean. And so when you do a barrel jean and you're more petite, it's a wider bottom. You want to make sure you're cropped or fitted on top. So that's a good tip for styling it.
And where is Sincere, that store, located for people that don't know?
We have two. One's in Tacoma, Point Reston, and the other one is in Silverdale, Washington.
Fabulous. I love a barrel, Jean. Thank you so much.
So cute.
And now we're moving to men's for our final model. So tell me about this next look.
Okay, look at Deshawn. Deshawn is wearing an all men's outfit. I love this entire outfit, but the denim specifically, this is our bread and butter brand. This is Mavi denim, and he is wearing a straight leg Mavi in a medium wash. So this is a great spring wash. This is a great straight leg, so it's not going to be skinny and it's not going to be too baggy. It's in between. I mean, every man I think can wear this denim and look amazing in it.
And so tailored still for men, is that like in a slightly?
It depends on your age. I think the younger guys and the really trendy guys are going like super baggy again. I would say your mid-age ranges, if you're 30s, 40s, you just do the straight. It looks professional, it looks good.
It does.
Yeah.
This outfit you could really take day to night.
Yes.
So work appropriate, but also great for a date night. Looking
I know.
fantastic.
Yeah, he's wearing the sweater top trend too for men, which I really love. So that's another one to look for.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Fabulous. Okay, so Purpose. You always have different clothes coming in and out of the shop.
Yes.
So tell me how you're rotating too for people that haven't popped in.
Oh, yes. So every Tuesday and Thursday we get new arrivals. So we have a warehouse. Everything goes to each of the stores from the warehouse. And denim is one of our core items. We always have the very best denim, and for multiple body types. So when someone comes in to get styled, we start with the denim, because if you feel great in your denim, you're gonna feel great about your whole life.
Yes.
Your whole day. It just changes. Yeah, it changes a woman's whole day. If she
I
has great
know. Denim though for me has always been something that is hard, can be difficult to find. Do you find that when some women and even men are coming in that they're a little worried about finding? It's almost like bathing suit shopping for me. I hate to say.
It is, because everyone's a different height, a size, all of those are different, and so it's great if you go to a Purpose or a Sincere or a Men's, because we as stylists know everything about all of our denim. We're trained in it, and we know the right denim for your body type. So you're more petite. When you walk into a Purpose, we're gonna know exactly which styles to pull for you that are gonna be great. They're gonna hit the right length on your ankle. They're gonna feel good on your body. So it's just something we specialize in.
We love talking to experts in the field and stylists. It's so helpful. Thank you so much for being here, and I loved the fashion show as always.
Oh, thanks for having me again.
And when we come back, it's time now for Game On, Where My Peeps At. The Mariner Moose and Blitz join us in a very competitive round of peep toss right after the break.
New Day Northwest is sponsored by Purpose.
It's a new day.
Welcome back. The time has come for one of New Day's most iconic holiday celebrations. For years, every Easter, New Day plays this game called Where My Peeps At. In 2 teams of 2, we compete to see who can toss and catch the most peeps. And we've had some real professionals involved over the years. In 2016, former Seattle Supersonics Slick Watts competed against his grandson. And then it was in 2019 when we played our last round of Where My Peeps At in this studio before COVID. Check it out here, our podcasters Carla Marie and Anthony in action. And since this is my first official year playing, I decided to turn this into a family affair. My dad, Chuck Hansen, is competing against me. His teammate is Blitz with the Seahawks. And my teammate is the Mariner Moose, who I might say won last year. So I'm hoping to not let you down today.
Not this year. Sorry.
My dad is highly competitive, so let's just get going. We're flipping the peeps, and it's got to get in the bucket. So here we go, Dad. Oh, I heard something. Something is happening. Dad, you're so silent and stressed.
Oh, sorry. A lot of pressure. A lot of pressure.
Okay.
At least I don't have to eat these.
I'm here. No,
if I had to eat these,
it would be all over.
Big trouble. But
oh my goodness.
Very colorful.
I'm hearing. How's anyone doing?
I'm trying to keep my ears on,
I know.
At the same time,
we're very festive.
Yeah,
I hear so much like clinking.
I tried to color coordinate today, but
Mariner Moose, am I doing okay?
Okay,
I gotta shake.
I gotta pick it up.
Ooh,
Oops, I think I threw 2 there. That's probably illegal, but it's okay.
no cheating, no cheating.
I'm starting to get winded. But it's okay. I can keep it going.
It's a workout.
I can keep it going here.
The drama.
Let's push it hard now.
Okay, I feel like
I don't feel so good.
I need to go slower because I'm not hearing as
I'm losing a little bit of
many clinks.
consciousness. I think the bucket's full, so maybe that's why it's not making as much noise.
Some of the Peeps are really hard, and that's when I feel like I hear a clink.
I should have worn looser pants. It's really good. They're a little snug right now, but it's okay.
The drama. Oh my gosh. Okay.
So much pressure.
There is.
But
I can't. We're going to be talking about this at Easter. All the parents.
We're going.
Okay, I've heard we only have a few more seconds.
I need some oxygen.
Get it going.
It's okay.
Get it going.
Push down the
3,
the home stretch.
2, 1. Oh my God, there's a lot on the ground.
I probably missed them 50 times.
Okay, let's see count how many are in the bucket. What are we looking like?
Ooh, this looks pretty good. This looks pretty.
1, count, Dad.
Okay.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24.
23, 24. Oh, we got it. 25. There's at least 31 in there. Yay! Good job,
I'm so
Blitz.
Sorry, I let you down. Blitz.
New champion. Blitz and Daddy-O. Blitz and Daddy-O. There we go. Sorry.
New friendships
Maybe next year.
were clearly formed. I'm really sorry.
I think I need a nap. I need a nap because I'm not eating any of these. Forget it.
Thank you to you all for spending time with us today. You can check our website for more of our content, and you can always send us an email to share your thoughts. Don't forget to enjoy your new day, and we'll see you next time.
Drive home safely. Bye-bye.
Some segments of New Day Northwest are paid for by these fine sponsors.
It's a new